Every semiconductor company runs on brilliant, specialized systems: design tools, foundry data, packaging rules, ERP forecasts. What's been missing is something that reasons across all of them, continuously. That's what you're about to see: Agentic Silicon Lifecycle Platform, a network of specialized agents working across design, packaging, and operations, reasoning over the systems you already have in place. Design verification lives in FPGA design tools. Yield data lives in foundry systems. Packaging DFM rules sit with your OSAT partners. Inventory planning runs on static ERP forecasts. And the pressure is only growing. Your platforms are moving into higher complexity designs, and stacks are attaching into AI, automotive, and humanoid programs. Here's the real problem. It's not any one of these systems. Each one works fine on its own. The problem is none of them talk to each other in real time. That silence between systems has a cost, and your engineers are the ones paying it. They've become the integration layer, manually stitching together what the systems won't. Tracing a yield dip back to a single material lot can take 2 to 3 weeks. Packaging issues don't surface until after the ramp has already started, exactly when a fix is most expensive. Our solution is a multi-agentic platform with a governance layer. We built it in the same order it's grounded: your existing source systems at the base, feeding an engineering knowledge graph, running on NVIDIA-accelerated infrastructure for model training and inference, all supervised by a meta orchestrator that manages agent conflicts, enforces DFM thresholds and quality targets, and keeps humans in control at the top. Let's start with design intelligence, with a real example. Here's a spec that touches 3 domains at once: mechanical geometry, thermal performance, and structural reliability don't share state today. Change one number, and the other 2 shift underneath you without warning. The requirements analyzer agent matches this incoming spec to the closest known good design. There's no blank sheet of paper here. And this same matching engine works across every product segment, not just this one case. Behind the scenes, it's scoring geometry, thermal, and stress signatures against the design library and returning a 94% confidence match in seconds. Mechanical geometry in Creo, thermal performance in Flowtherm, structural reliability in Ansys. These 3 simulations now run at once, instead of being handed off between teams and waiting on each other in sequence. The Creo agent is checking bracket clearance at 1.70 millimeters. Flowtherm is modeling junction temperature against an 80-degree limit, and Ansys is validating stress against a 205 megapascal ceiling, all 3 reporting back to the same orchestrator in real time. Now watch the payoff. The stress gate check fails. Bracket thickness needs to go from 0.8 millimeters to 1.7. The system reruns automatically, checks compliance again, and converges to a pass. The result? Faster verification cycles. The compliance agent then revalidates the updated design against every interface control spec, and once it passes, the release is marked ready for sign-off. No manual cross-checking required. Now let's move to yield intelligence. Here's a subtle yield dip, one that, without intervention, gets shipped to every foundry running the same process. Foundry Site A, Site B, and Site C all report into one schema in real time, not daily batch uploads. That speed difference is the whole point of this step. The data integration agent is the one doing that normalization, reconciling 3 different foundry data formats into a single comparable schema the moment the data lands. The pattern across sites is the signal. The cross-site analytics agent hands off to the yield root cause agent, and together they trace the decline back to a single photoresist lot, matched through a certificate of analysis viscosity check. That's something a single site dashboard would never surface on its own. The cross-site analytics agent is comparing yield curves across all 3 sites in parallel, looking for a correlation a single site would never show. Once it flags the match, the yield root cause agent takes over, cross-referencing lot genealogy and COA records until it isolates photoresist lot. Holds go out, the material gets quarantined, teams flip to known good lots, and everyone's notified. What used to take 2 to 3 weeks now takes about 24 hours. Huge reduction in multi-site yield loss impact. That's the orchestrator triggering all 3 actions at once, a hold, a quarantine, and a notification, instead of an engineer chasing each one down by hand. Our third module is the NPI Command Center. Let us see an example. A major robotics customer needs delivery coordinated across silicon, IP, software, and test, each team tracking their own piece in their own tools. Done manually, dependency slips stay hidden until they've already cost you a week. Readiness is scored continuously across every track. Silicon, IP, and firmware are on track, but risk on the test track shows up immediately, not at the next status meeting days later. The orchestrator is scoring all 4 tracks continuously against their own milestone data, which is how it catches the test track slipping before anyone has to ask for a status update. The system reallocates before that risk becomes a delay. It recommends reassigning an engineer off a lower priority task and surfaces prior AI/ML perception IP that can be reused instead of rebuilt from scratch. The result? 20 to 40% of weeks shaved off critical program timelines. The resource optimization agent is the one making that reassignment call, while the engineering knowledge graph is what surfaces the reusable perception IP by matching this program against everything the platform has learned before. One platform, one governance layer. Design corrects itself before an engineer even has to ask. Yield issues get contained in a day instead of a month. Program risk gets predicted instead of discovered late. And through all of it, your people keep holding every high-impact decision. Multi-agentic systems, one shared foundation. Design intelligence, yield intelligence, and NPI command. Different problems, same orchestrator, same knowledge graph. None of this replaces your teams, your tools, or your judgment. It replaces the silence between them. This is the Agentic Silicon Lifecycle Platform, empowering autonomous agentic reasoning across the entire silicon lifecycle.